just to talk about like what is productive and what's not, and what the risks are for training too hard versus training enough, right? Let's say that you're on the back extension and you're at this level of where you can currently train with zero worry. Maybe that's, let's say, 10 reps, right? And you get 10 reps on the back extension, you recover the next day, and you're feeling great. And let's say maybe on another day, you did 7 reps. Okay, so you just did 7 reps on the back extension. Where I think we fall into a little bit of a trap is feeling like, okay, I just regressed down from 10 to 7 within a week. I am getting worse. This is a sign of regression. This is a sign of decline. When you really start to stack up these days, let's say you have another day where it's 8, you have another day where it's 9, maybe even have a day where it's 6 reps. This is about what you can do pain-free. And you could just keep doing this for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. If you really zoom out and realize this too, that in order for tissue to adapt, like I worked at a physical therapy clinic for a year and a half, and when I was like 19, a while ago, I was still super injured. I was actually a patient, and I spent so much time there from my knee after surgery that it was like, hey, I'm an exercise science student, and I became friends with them. It was just a nice patient, asked if I could do like a free internship, and they gave me a job as a tech. And I was helping old ladies, so many older people through post hip replacement, through back pain issues, through a lot of shoulder stuff. And it was a sports medicine physical therapy clinic. So I thought it was going to be athletes. I realized sports medicine is just like a marketing term that just means orthopedics. And I was helping people who did not like to work out do little band exercises. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have done that. You've been in the setting. Like you will get stronger even with 30% effort. And I've seen it with people. Tissue can change with anything steady, even if it's minor. And then further, as I got along with this and met much smarter people that went into research far deeper than I really cared for, there's a whole lot of research showing that this 10, right? 10 reps out of 10, out of your max 10, if you even do 30% of your max effort, say 3 reps, every day that you did 3 reps or more, there's going to be adaptation. There's going to be measurable adaptation over weeks. So even if you physically could do 10 and you only did 3 each session, you would still, your entire baseline, it would bring you up. So anything from 10 reps to 3 reps in the grand scheme is going to bring your full trajectory up over time. We just get super critical and we experience life one day at a time. It's very hard to think bigger than the present, as maybe hard as it is sometimes to be present. We're always judging ourselves presently. And today I did 10, tomorrow I did 7, next day 8, 9, 6. You may just start to feel like, I can't figure it out. Why am I so fluctuating? But the truth is, you're going to be in this for a while, and it's going to be a lot of these lines, and these little fluctuations actually are not as significant markers as you may think. It's more about month by month, what can you do that you used to not be able to do, even with inevitable pitfalls. Like if you get sick, how you feel may totally drop. You have a kid and you don't sleep for 2 months, may totally drop. But that doesn't mean all this work you did was for nothing. That foundation's still built. And over time, if you like zoomed out all the sessions that you do in say 3 months, unarguably, as long as you did more than this 30% effort from day one, down here, every session that was above that line is going to lead to unarguable progress. And so your baseline here, your best day on day one is going to be better than your worst day on day 60, right? This is probably oh my God, I'm drawing terribly, but it's probably the 30 rep standard that we're working towards. I think the problem is, like I was saying earlier about the mobility, is we take it as, and part of that blame goes to me because I make the content and try to inspire people to work towards these standards and goals for the back. But it gets framed as if you reach the standard, you'll be healed. So what if someone on day 1 did 10 and day 2, they were like, F it, 30 reps, no matter what. And they did it. Day 2, and they're at this level now. What's the chance that they actually had any sustainable change in the tissue? Very little. The only thing that maybe happened is you could teach the body some new trust. You broke a barrier mentally or whatever, neurologically. You did something that the back didn't think it could do. But you probably overdid it, and also realize every session is you watering a seed. And it's in between the time working up to the standard. This is healing. It's not the height that heals you. It's the continuous journey and steps taken that heals you. So we're in no rush to reach a standard. And if anything, the standard's arbitrary. You could put 28 here, you could put 32. There's nothing magical about it. It's just a good enough of a distance that you're gonna have to work for it. And that's why I picked 30. There's some people day 1 that could do 30. And so it's like, wait, so do I still not do it then? It's like, no, you still need to do it. Just because if you can naturally do something on paper, that doesn't mean internally every tissue in your back is maxed out. There's nothing to gain. You may be strong enough to do 30, but you're still sensitive. Or maybe the smaller tissues that you don't really feel are still going to adapt to 30 reps. And so that's why there's people that can be really strong, squat hundreds of pounds, deadlift hundreds of pounds, that get benefit from back extension holds, because we're going for internal, as deep to the spine, as direct shear force as we can, which is the opposite of most gym culture, which is avoid the back. Don't feel it in your back. Do the squat to protect the back. Wear the belt to protect the back. Brace as well as you can to protect the back. You shouldn't feel your back fatigue. Shouldn't feel it, period. And so it's we're spotlighting the exact opposite. And this, for me, takes out the anxiety of each day and realize, did you show up? Check. Did you show up again and put in bare minimum effort? Check. Of course, odds are bare minimum effort will lead you a little bit lower over time. And intentionality is arguably the most important thing. Are you worried about the form? Are you checking? Are you being very thoughtful of what you're trying to feel, of what you're trying to heal? If you answer yes to all that, you're good. I can't pretend to know your time frame to get out of pain. And I don't know your goals. If you just want to get out of pain, maybe it's 2 months. If you're trying to get back to CrossFit, maybe it's 5 months. If you're trying to break a world record, maybe it's a year. I want to break a world record. I might need 10 years of back extension, plus a whole lot of other stuff. But we can rest assured that the only thing that can go wrong is you get anxious and then your sessions start being down here. You can't even do 30% because you injured yourself. You straight up re-injured something, tweaked, overdid it, and then you have to wait to even get back to the productive threshold again and restart. And so that's kind of my only regret, is my impatience, which is why I've spent 7 years, pretty much my entire adult life before last year, injured, trying to rush back. And so, yeah, it's, I think some of the biggest pillars of healing for me were realizing it's no rush. It's just make very productive, steady steps